Oracle. What should they call her? What should they call her? Oracle. What's good, everybody? How is everybody doing today? We're gonna do the elements. I got a new deck, so we're gonna be using that. What's good, everybody coming in? We're just gonna talk about a couple things, and then we're gonna get started. What's good, Rebus? And before we even get into the cards, I have a little spiritual tip for you guys. Okay? Hey, everybody. Hey, 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 hey. V1, what's good? I love the cute name. Hey, family. Come on in. What's good, Mel? What's good, Sunflower? Hey, everybody. Hey, 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 hey. La Incomparable. Hey, baby. Hi, hi, everybody coming in. So before we get started with tarot and the usual things that we do, I wanted to show you a loom for the spiritual people in the house. And if you're watching me, that means you are. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to use a loom. What's good, Tawanda? Okay, what's good, brown sugar? So a loom is basically a very inexpensive way to, what's good, Father, to protect your home, your vessel. There's many uses for a loom, and it has been used across many cultures. Okay, so one of the ways that you could use it is you could just put a piece of alum by your door. Okay, it wards off negative energy and the haints, right? You can take the powder at the bottom, okay, the loose powder, and you could put that under your doormat. You could sprinkle it around your windowsills. Okay, these are very good ways of using it, right? You can put the shavings here in your mop water, baby. Okay, talk about things that ain't supposed to be around you. They gonna want to get up out that space. Okay, um, let's say that there's been like a little arguing and disruptive energy, even flies, right? Put that in the mop water, and then mop your house from back to front, and see how the energy shift in your home. Okay, so there's that. Now, in addition, right, you can put a small piece in peace, love, and light, my love. You can put a small piece in your bath water. Feeling like you're picking up negative energy. That bitch at work, she be trying it. Just random people. Right? Right? Okay. You can do that. But I'm going to give you some more things. Okay? Like some legit things. For those of you that have altars. Okay? I've had an altar since about 2004. So I know what I'm talking about. Okay? For those of you that have altars, your main glass. We're not going to get into how many glasses you should have by who trained you. Stick to that and then get appropriate information. If you're untrained, that's a whole other problem. You need some guidance. I know everybody says, I was touched by an angel and therefore I don't need any fucking help. That's not factual, okay? But that's neither here or there. Get your information from somebody you trust. Doesn't have to be me, okay? Add discounts to increase. Okay. I don't know what that means. No, cancel. Sorry, they're doing too much. Okay? I caught your previous video after work, and damn, you were right on point. My fire sign and my sister sign. Thank you very much, my love. Right? So you can put some in your bath water. This is going to ward off energy that you've picked up from other people. Okay? But now we're going to talk about that altar. Let's say this is your main glass. This is a piece of alum. Okay? Now, I keep my main glass on something that is made of earth. This is a marble coaster, right? And then I have a cotton. I don't show my altar. Okay? There's very few people who see my altar. Maybe my Patreon group. Okay? But in regards to like randos, that's never going to happen. Okay? But what I do is you got the snail stuff you told me about. I didn't see it in your link though. Okay. So, I have a marble coaster. That's where I put my main glass, right? I use a cotton cloth, right? White to bring, what's good, Venus? To bring light to the altar, right? Now, what is that alum stone doing? If this is a way, not just for me to honor my ancestors, but to give them water, life. Water is life force. So if this is representing the life force between me and my ancestors or my spirit guides or my spiritual court, which we could get into what that all is and how that consists of more than just your ancestors, right? But if this is what represents that connection, then by me putting the alum there, what I have just done is magnified the sight between us, the communication between us. Do you understand? Okay. I'm doing cards, but not just yet. Okay. I'm actually teaching y'all something that could clean your homes, your bodies. Like, really pay attention. Okay. So by putting this is in my shop and it's linked on this video. I linked it. Okay. Alum. It's in the shopping cart. It's very inexpensive. Okay. Very inexpensive. Now, this stone that you just saw me put in the water was a little bit larger last week. So what happens is every week it kind of, gets a little bit smaller. Okay? So this will last a while. Okay? I'm going to teach you one more. Not everybody has their altar by their bed. Right? So I have this on my altar. Okay, let me set this down on the side. Okay? But then in my bedroom, I can just have a piece of alum on my nightstand for what? Dreaming, for protecting my dream state, right? If I want to put it in a cup of water, glass of water, a lot of people like to keep a glass of water on their nightstand. Drop the alum in there and see how whatever dream you're trying to have clarity, question about will come to you within a certain amount of days. Trying to fucking with me, you will strengthen your intuition. Okay? So, I'm legit, okay? That's the way. Get you some alum. Strengthen your connection with your ancestors, and then also strengthen your connection with yourself, okay? Just put this here. Now, when it comes to the cards, this is what we're doing. If I take questions, it will be at the end. it will only be from people that follow me. Okay? Now, secondly, we're going to start off with the general energy and whatever spirit wants to tell us about what's going on in the world. We got a lot of shit going on, okay? There's way more important people than our little personal situations. And sometimes spirit gives us big things that we need to know, okay? So we're going to hear that first, and then I'm going to go by your element. I promise. If you listen to your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, you will get not only what you wanted, but what you need, which is a difference. Okay? And then at the end, I'll take some questions. All right. Now, got 2 decks. They're both, if you like either deck, they are linked in the cart. We have the Miracle Mantra deck, okay, where you could pull one every day and see where your energy is at. And then we also have the Alice in Wonderland deck. So we're going to get into it now. Spirit, can you give me, before we start with the Miracle Mantra, can you give me a card for the overall energy of the collective and what they might need to know for this week? What's good, Project Execute? Because right now we have Saturn, Pluto, and Neptune retrograde. By Friday, Neptune will be retrograde too. Now, really, Mercury retrograde is the least impactful. So if y'all are scared of Mercury retrograde, you really should be paying attention to those other planets that are retrograde right now. Okay? So we're going to take a look. We're going to see what's going on. We're going to see what Spirit wants us to know. Because I feel like the reason why all these retrogrades are occurring is because they want us to clean house. Okay? I know as a collective, we have been very much like, okay, well, we're going to sit this out. We're going to see what's happening. But now we're seeing things starting to snowball, right? And you guys on TikTok can't see, but this video is called The Summer of Chaos. Okay, Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, and Mercury retrograde. What's next? What's good, that crazy bee, right? So please, personal questions, save those for the end. You must be a follower, okay? And listen to your element, because while you're typing your question, you really should be paying attention. I promise you, I'm super accurate, super accurate. Listen to your element. I promise you'll get your message. Starkeeper, Cosmic Ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. There's a lot of shifts. There's a lot of energy that is all over the place right now. People are having trouble regulating their own emotions, let alone the people around them. A lot of the things that you're experiencing has to do with other people's energy as well. Okay, so yes, you may be confronting some shadow work, some stuff that's in your face right now that's very fucking uncomfortable. But remember, so is everybody, right? So while that's happening, it's like everybody's throwing up at the same time. Imagine, I'm going to give you an example. You live in an apartment with one bathroom and everybody got a stomach virus. That's what the fuck is happening. If you thought about it in that way, it would be so much easier to comprehend that everybody is experiencing some sense of overload. A lot is happening. And people are starting to get, look, I was about to say, people are starting to get on overload, and I decided to go back and look at the bottom of the deck. And what does it say? Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. This is purposeful. What's good, sunshine, is my therapy, right? This is purposeful. purposeful. So although you're noticing that everybody's on overload, it's like everybody's throwing up at the same time, right? You got your own anxiety, other people's anxiety. It's nervous overload. Your nervous system and their nervous system and everybody's nervous system is overloaded. And it's purposeful with these retrogrades because we have to get to a point where we decide that we can't cope anymore, right? We may be doing that individually. Thank you for the follow, guys. We may be doing that individually, right? But we have to collectively get frustrated enough. Yeah, and we have to pay more attention. So those of us that have been on our spiritual journey, we have learned to find ways to calibrate on the go, right? Like, oh, I got stressed out at work. Rather than eating my lunch at my desk, I'm gonna go sit outside under the tree right now, put my back on the tree, eat my fucking sandwich before I snap, before I crash the fuck out, right? We've found ways to recalibrate on the go. But what happens with the rest of society that has not gotten there? Now, you might say that's not my fucking problem, but it's fitting to be, right? So what's going to happen is, and Mother Gaia is pushing for that, okay? You got the Schumann resonance forcing us to elevate, to have to calibrate at a higher level, right? Because we got to hit the breaking point. We got to have the dark night of the soul to get through the other side. Once we have that, then we will have the real true age of Aquarius. That shit is not going to hit fully. I don't care what anybody else is saying. Okay? It's not going to hit fully until North Node goes into Aquarius. And that shit ain't that far away. Okay? So let's get a mantra card for going first. What's today? Are we still in Cancer season? Okay. All right, Cancer gang. So, water. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Y'all up first. Pull up. Let's see how Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio are doing. And what is it that they need to know? Spirit. Hello, Amy. What does Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio need to know, please? What does Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio need to know? You got two. Doors for success open for me before I even ask. I am living on my highest timeline. Hello, Jen. So what is this saying? I was just talking about our nervous systems kind of being like on overload. I feel like the water signs are being hard on themselves. Like, I should have more. I want to do more. You could have been moved in some way where you want to be further along in a project, in an aspiration, in your career, in your family creating. It doesn't really matter what it is. It feels kind of like you feel like you should, like you're being held back in some way, conceptually. Right? I feel like it's almost like you're not paying attention to the fact that these things are leading one into the other. Right? Let's, for instance, say you decided that you were going to become a content creator. Right? And you're creating things, and then you happen to meet a friend of a friend, and that person actually goes to a content creation house. Okay? And so now you got invited to a content creation house. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to be over there every week creating content, right? But by you going one day, now it gave you conceptually many ideas about how to move forward with your content creation. You might ignore that because you go there and you're like, everybody's bigger than me. Everybody, these people have 100,000 followers, da da da. But you didn't realize that spirit set you up to be in the right place at the right time so that you could be in a room with individuals that could give you insight into what it is you're trying to accomplish. Doors open for me before I even ask. Okay? So this is very much about rushing. Okay, water signs, about you feeling like you have to do more. Okay? I am living in my highest timeline, right? And you might feel like things are difficult right now. Okay? But I actually feel like the reason why it feels difficult is because there's something huge that is coming with the doors that are unlocking now. Now remember that not Saturn, Uranus just entered Gemini. So you're starting like an 8-year cycle. So you may not realize that the things that you're starting today, okay, they're actually setting you up for the next decade. Okay. So be mindful, water signs. Like you could be very frustrated about something, the starting of something, and not recognizing that that start of something is the thing. Okay. And for all of you writing questions, you have to listen to your element. And then at the end, I'm going to take some questions. Okay. But it's not going to be now. Okay. Listen to your element. I promise you will get very much insight on your present situation. Okay? Spirit, can you please show me what it is? Thank you for the gifts, my love. That the water signs need to know right now. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, pull up. Okay? I am using right now the Alice in Wonderland deck. You can, if you're looking for this deck, it is linked in the shopping cart. Spirit, can you show me, please? What is it with Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio? What do they need to know right now? Greetings, Char. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Pentacles. There's something about a collaboration that's coming your way, whether this is a professional collaboration or not. Okay? You could be not very passionate. What's good, Nicole? Not very passionate about things going on right now. Okay? You may feel like opportunities have dried up or like things aren't moving in the way that you want them to. You also have here the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So you feel like maybe the opportunity or something isn't in alignment, or that's how you see it. But that could be energetically, okay, how you're feeling. So we're going to take a look. Okay, here we go. You have the Ace of Wands in reverse, water signs. You've lost passion in regards to something that you felt wasn't coming along. What's good, Sammy? The Empress, right? Like you felt like it wasn't working or there was no opportunity. Two of Pentacles. You might have been trying to think of how you could shift your direction or open up another path. Maybe this has to do with finances and revenue. You have the Hierophant here. Okay, I feel like you've been trying to hold on to faith. Okay, you could be trying to do something the right way, or you could feel like bureaucracy is kicking your ass right now. This could be some kind of government thing where you're having to work within the system of that, and it's causing you problems. You got the Five of Pentacles here, right? This could be not enough of something, feeling like you're not getting the assistance This could be like a program, working on my VA disability paperwork. This is exactly the kind of stuff I'm talking about, right? Like feeling like something's taking too long, like it's not coming to fruition. You have the Knight of Flowers here, which is the Knight of Wands, okay? Spirit's also saying, like, okay, that may be true. You're running into some problems here, but also there might be a start, stop energy, okay? Because you've got the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Now, romantically, this could be like two ships passing in the night, okay? Where one is a dreamy romantic and the other person's like likes to move about a lot independently and doesn't give a lot of explanation. So these two people could not be lining up with their main motive or reason for acting in a relationship, if we're talking about a relationship. All right, we're going to clarify these real quick. We're going to take a deep dive. We're going to look at water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. What is going on here, Spirit? What is it that my Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio need to know? Why is this Ace of Wands, or Nine of Wands, sorry, in reverse? Nine of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Six of Cups, okay? I feel like you're tired. You're tired of like having to push so hard or stand on business. You may feel a little worn down. Okay. You may feel like maybe I should just go back to something. I'm going back to Cali, right? Maybe I should just go back to something simple, right? Or maybe I should just go back to being single, or maybe, right? It's something I just go, maybe I should just fucking move back in with my parents, right? I'm fucking tired, right? Now you got the page of pentacles here in reverse, okay? Feeling like a lack of opportunity. Queen of Cups in your fucking feels, okay? And this really could have to do with a love. I gotta love Jones. I gotta love Jones, right? It could have been something that happened in romantic situation. This could have happened even months ago, and it's kind of still taking the air out of the room in other areas as well, okay? Now, it could have been the catalyst, okay? Maybe Spirit is still kind of giving you some shit so that way you could get fed up enough, because it feels like you got to climb out of your own cup of emotion, okay? I feel like it's drowning out the passion. It's drowning out the fight, okay? Now, the Hedgehog, Two of Pentacles. Spirit, why is this here? For it's a disappointment that passed, okay? Listen, there's a disappointment that passed. This is probably less than a year ago. This disappointment is poisoning the well. Poisoning the well. You can't see the cup half full, okay? It's making you look at everything in a negative way, where again, like I said, even when opportunities are being aligned for you, you can't see them, okay? So the Hierophant is here. Spirit, why is the Hierophant here? Hold on, a card fell. See? You have the Hierophant here for hope, okay? Faith. And this is also the bureaucracies, okay? So somebody was asking about the VA. Listen, I don't know if you're a water sign, but pay attention, okay? So there's a bureaucracy here. There's something that isn't fully getting done, and you could be hopeful and trying to do it the right way, right? But the Page of Wands is here. And Mars is in Virgo. No, Mercury's in Virgo, okay? Where it's about to go retrograde on Friday. What is this saying? Basically, that the details. So especially anybody dealing with a bureaucracy, the VA, all of this stuff, okay? Yeah, okay? So pay attention, right? It feels like that's going to happen. Spirit's telling you don't have to worry. You got the Nine of Swords in reverse. But there may be something that they're going to say, you still need to bring me this, or you need to, right? And it slows it down. Mercury retrograde. You're going to be forced in some way to have to, they like get a letter and they say, we need one more thing. We need this shit here. We need that shit here. But Spirit says, don't worry. Okay. So something that you're plugging away at that feels very frustrating is coming to fruition, but it's not happening. Just like I said in the beginning, it's not happening in the time. You're not seeing the things that you want to see. So it makes you think that it's not going to happen. Okay. The Five of Pentacles is here, makes you feel left out in the cold. Okay. But there's something here about justice. You will have what you need for the moment. The Ten of Pentacles is coming, but there is some correction of paperwork, bureaucracy, some kind of shit like that. Okay? Now, follow. Give me the follow, because I promise you, I'm the coldest when it comes to the cards on this motherfucker. Okay? All right? Now, whatever it is going to be mad annoying. Okay? You're going to get a fucking headache. You're going to be frustrated and shit because they make you, like, come back. Okay? But it's coming. Now, the delay also has something to do with water signs. Pay attention. The delay has something to do with something they want you to see within yourself, gang. Okay? So not everything that happens is somebody wish something bad on you. Sometimes Spirit's like, damn, I was just about to hook you up, but you refuse to see how it is you short circuit your own outcome. So then they have to cause a delay so that you be rushing that day when you put in the paperwork. You was all over the place. You let people stress you out. You forgot to give them this. Now you got to come back. See? Stop waiting till the morning to grab all the shit. You should have been grabbing it for 2 weeks. So that way, even if you got frustrated that morning, you still couldn't fuck up because you had everything laid out. Do you understand? And then Saturn's in retrograde too? Shit. Saturn retrograde, the whole purpose of Saturn retrograde is for you to learn how to, be like on point with shit, even when everything's coming at you like choom, 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 choom. Right? Because I'm already there. I'm Puerto Rican and Haitian, but I'm already at that age. But some of yous are getting at the age where you're going to be the trunk of the family. You the matriarch, you the patriarch, right? So there ain't nobody else you could go to and be like, hey, I fucked up. I didn't have the paperwork together. You understand? So this is part of the training for you to be the big dog. You asked to be the big dog, right? Well, guess what? This is part of being the big dog. Spirit, can you show me? Why is this Knight of Wands here with the devil? And they're going to give you some shit that you swore you couldn't live without. Because they want to see, is you done or nah? They want to see, okay, they want to see if, the dude or the chick or whatever that came through and, did the dude ask you for $100? They want to see if you when they call, if you gonna be, I'm just trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you. I don't know who they talking about, but okay. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Okay, so we have the Knight of Teacups here, and then I'm going round in circles, bum bum bum, right? And then you're in your emotions because they don't call or something like that. All right, look, Hierophant, right? And the Ten of Cups. I thought we was getting married. I thought it was the thing. Water signs. Okay? Okay? Like, I believed it all. Okay? I thought they loved me already. It's your third date, okay? And they're asking you for money. Okay, some of the Neptune retrograde is to get us in fucking order. Like, why are you bugging? You know you bugging. Some shit they gotta show us where we don't want to see what the real is. Like, where is your Neptune? Your natural Neptune in your chart? Not for nothing. Mine is in the 8th house, right? But let's say it's in the 7th. So then maybe you don't see relationships for what they are. Or maybe you don't recognize the enemy and they eating right off your fucking plate. Right? Look at where Neptune is in your chart. Okay? Water signs. Something is headed your way. Spirit's going to test you with something that you thought you wanted that you've been doing without already, but somehow affected your frequency. Are you going to let that thing back in, or are you going to stay on that new opportunity that Spirit's kind of leading you to? Remember that the universe only has one answer, and the answer is yes. So you have to determine what the question is. You know how the saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So here they are trying to show you some positive opportunities that could put you on the right track. But when the phone rings, are you going to run back to the very thing that got you out here, out your energy? That is the message for water signs this week. Okay? Remember, Spirit said, doors for success open for me before I even ask. I am living in my highest timeline. What are you choosing to do with the opportunity? That is what I have for my work signs. Okay, fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Pull up. You're welcome. And please do follow, gang. Also, if you want to review, I do these lives on YouTube and TikTok simultaneously so that everyone can go back and reference their element should they need to at a later time, see how accurate it was, or you missed it, or whatever. You want to check your partners, okay? You can do that by going over to all my names are the same. Okay. So, Spirit, can you please give me a mantra, please, for my fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sag? Just got 3. My energy is expensive and exclusive. They can't help but think about me and remember me. And the moment I desire something, it's already on its way to me. Okay. So, there's somebody who's really, I've been thinking about you. Okay? I feel like in the past, you were very much concerned about this person and whether they were thinking about you. I feel like now, in the absence of something, you have recognized how valuable your time and attention is. I feel like you may have had to force yourself off of a connection, almost like withdrawal with an individual. Thank you for all the love, okay? And I think that in this Mercury retrograde, this person, either you're going to run into them, you're going to hear about them. There's something going on there. And I don't think that you're going to get the same feelings, okay? Maybe before it was, you give me butterflies, and now it might be the bubble guts, okay? So we're about to see, Spirit. I will take a few questions at the end, okay? And only from followers, all right? Spirit, can you show me what the fire signs, Aries, Leos, and Sagittarius need to know right now as we enter the summer chaos and we got all these things going on? Can you show me, please? Hey, Rock. Let's see what we got out here. We got the Three of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Fool, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Bubble guts, right? Okay. So the first card you got is the Hangman. I feel like somebody did kind of leave you hanging. They might have left you with no closure. They might have let you, like, you could have been there for that person. And when your wall was, your back was against the wall, they weren't there. And they might have an excuse like, oh, I thought you was good, or you didn't tell me, whatever. But I feel like you recognize that they weren't there. This is fire signs. Yes, it is. Nine of Swords. Okay? I feel like you had a lot of sleepless nights. And I feel like these sleepless nights didn't just come from the fact that they weren't there for you, but they also came from the fact of you like overthinking, like, what's that DMX song? It was Keisha, Dina, da da, da da, da da, da da, da da. You could think of like fucking 20 people. Okay? If you just came in, give me a follow, my brother. I promise you. You in the right spot. Okay? So it feels like there has been a lot of people that drank from the cup of you, Empress. Okay? And this is like you made the garden come alive, or when you enter the room, people feel safe because they know if they have a problem that it's going to get solved. You may not be the richest person, right? For instance, long time ago, when I lived in Harlem, almost a lifetime ago, I was on welfare for a couple of years, and I was getting food stamps. This is probably like over 30 years ago now. And I had a lot of my friends that were leaving their homes for, toxic situations, and they didn't have nowhere to go. Right. And even though I might have only been on food stamps and, I had my own kids, right? Whoever was around me, they ate too. Right? My best friend is an Aries, okay? And she's fed everybody. But when it's her turn, where's everybody at? Okay? You got the three, this 2 to 4 years ago, you see? Now the Three of Cups, when your main event happened, when your shit broke out, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the devil. Oh, that's fucked up. You had a fire? Oh, I can't help you. Four of Cups. Okay? Right? Or they say it in a way that you can't even take it because of the way they say it. So they're like they could owe you $500. Let's just say they owed you $500 that they never fucking paid you back. You came to them like, yo, I'm in a jam, yo. The house burnt down. I gotta get a telly. Da 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 da. And they're like, I could loan you $50 till payday. You like, loan me $50 till payday. Like you don't owe me $500. But now you want me to fucking pay that shit. Thank you. Thank you, my love. Okay? You get what I'm saying? So now it's like, fuck your little $50. I'll find another way. Because you're going to try to get me to pay you back after you owe me some fucking money? You got me fucked up. Okay? So there's also this energy of people make you want to crash out. Low key. Right? Now, here's the Page of Wands coming out with the Ace of Cups. Only thing that makes you not do it, right? Because you're like, what's the worst thing that could happen? I catch you Mr. Meter. Just a little crashing out. It make you want to, but all you need is love. These could be people you really love, right? That's why the fuck you helped them to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Page of Wands. Okay. So it's almost like, if you meet their bad energy with the same bad energy, like that's part of the Saturn lesson, right? Saturn is in Aries. For all you fire signs who are not really paying attention, Saturn is in Aries trying to teach you when to use your fire, when to, crash out, and when to use that energy constructively in a different way. You hear the lightning? Yeah, some peace of mind, right? So here goes the Knight of Swords and the World, right? So you could argue with everybody and fight with everybody. Okay, this is the emotional knight. Okay, he likes to crash out. But maybe what you need to do is sever some connections, right? Because you let everybody drink from the fountain of you, but when it's your turn, they figure you got it, figured out, right? And then the Fool comes out with the Two of Swords, but you never thought that you would have to go it alone. Seven of Swords, and they would act like you never did shit for them. You never thought it. You never saw that coming. But now you see it. Now you see it for what it is. Okay, the Two of Cups and who you've been aligning yourself with. Okay, now you see it. Okay, Four of Swords, there's a little need to rest and absorb, like, damn. Okay? Because Spirit was trying to communicate something to you. You've seen the shit now, right? So absorb that. Not everything has to be move around. No, sometimes sit down. And like that crazy bee writes, I need some peace of mind. Well, sometimes the peace of mind comes from seeing that they're never going to give you what you're due. And only you can change that by putting boundaries in place and by not leaving yourself open to people who are not doing that for you. Okay? So I feel like some of what Spirit is trying to teach you in this Mercury retrogrades and all these retrogrades of this summer is kind of to get you fed up, not for nothing. They want to kind of get you fed up. Why? Because you've been burning the candlestick at both ends for everybody else's shit. But then when you needed them, where the fuck was they at? What's good, Rage? Okay? And then what happens? Right? Is anybody there to help you? What's good, Unicorn? Right? So Spirit says that's beautiful. You got all the fire for people. You will help them. But will they help you? Spirit trying to teach you about discernment. Fire signs. Okay? That's what Spirit wants the fire signs to know. They want you to be making a list. Making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Okay? Fuck these people. You've been burning it on both ends, trying to give to everybody. Now you gotta give to yourself. Okay? Ain't no more free rides. Okay? They're just now doing the to-do list. Ain't no more free rides. Okay? That's what it is. It's not saying that you shouldn't love hard and go hard, but only for the people that are showing up for you in like way. Okay? And that's the new love affairs with you. Okay? The new love affair is with you, boo. Okay? All right. Earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Pull up. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, pull up. We're going to tell you a affirmation from the Miracle Mantra deck. If you like this deck, it is linked in the shopping cart. Okay. I actually love this deck. I feel like this is a good, like if you pull one for a daily, okay, Spirit. Can you show me, please? What is it that my earth signs? The more wealth in my hands, the more good circulates in the universe. Every penny I spend is returned to me tenfold. Hello. What's good, Jennifer LaRoe? Okay. I feel like earth signs, you've been finding ways to give back. Okay, you've been watering the community in many ways. I'm a double Taurus, right? So I'm out here watering the community with my words, right? As the Empress, right? The more wealth in my hands, the more good circulates in the universe. Spirit's also saying, okay, this is a little off, but I want you to hear something. There was a study done a long time ago about billionaires, okay? And one of the things, I guess Japan had a very high quotient of billionaires. And they asked something that they all had in common. And one of the things that they had in common was that they were saying, arigate in, arigate out. Arigate meaning thank you. Thank you in, thank you out. Okay, they recognized that money was a frequency, okay, and that it is exchangeable, and that the relationship that you have isn't with the money, but the frequency of money. Mercury retrograde. Mercury is frequency, currency, kind of the same thing. Follow me. Okay? I feel like earth signs, you could have been going through a challenge when it comes to your finances. It could have something to do with how Uranus was moving inside. Uranus was moving inside of Taurus and now had just moved into Gemini, meaning that for Tauruses, it's going to be in your second house. So this can change something in your finances. Okay. But for earth signs as a whole, because it's gone into Gemini, I feel like it's going to change. You're going to see some change. Okay. Opposite day. Like if you was having restrictions with finances, this is going to be making it more airy. Okay. And then it says every penny I spend is returned to me tenfold. So I feel like if you use these, especially any kind of windfalls that come or whatever for the greatest good would be like, okay, instead of going to the club and spending, I won the lotto, I had $100,000. Instead of going to the club every weekend and spending it with my friends, I'm going to put a down payment on a house, and that's going to set us up not just for now, but for the next generation. See, Spirit's going to be on point with that, okay? They're going to try to help you with that because that serves more than just one person. You feel me? Okay, so Spirit is saying something about an opportunity and to use the opportunity in a way that benefits more than just you. And because you choose or elect to do the right thing, that it'll be multiplied to come back to you. Okay, remember what I said. The universe only has one answer, and the answer is yes. Okay, so you have to ask the right question. Okay, if you don't know how to do that, join my Patreon. I will teach you. Okay, Spirit. Earth signs. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Ten of Pentacles. I told you, Earth signs, your reading already, I could tell, has something to do with finances. Okay, and the Five of Wands is under that. Okay, that you could have within you some kind of blockage when it comes to money, or if you can even envision yourself with money. This could be like imposter syndrome or some kind of blockage that you have around money. Okay, but you got the 10 of you've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Wands, communication coming in, Nine of Cups, Five of Pentacles, okay, and then the Sun. These are good cards, okay, with the exception of the Five of Pentacles, okay, with the 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. That's excellent energy. Any questions that I take will be taken at the end, okay? For right now, I'm going to finish the elements. Like I said, any questions will be taken at the end. Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. You may feel boxed in right now, Earth signs, by some conditions, situations. You could be, oh Lord, I'm trying. I go full, I'm in the cage, I can't get out. Right? I feel like there's something that you want to do, you want to break free from, you want to take to the next level, but you may feel constricted, okay? That constricted could be from other people, from situations, from lack of cooperation, but I also feel like it has something to do with Saturn retrograde, and Saturn wants to kind of see if you're going to fall back. If you're going to fall back. What do I mean by that? Maybe normally it's easy, Earth signs, for you to ground and kind of convince and explain to people why it's in their best interest, right? Maybe you're running into a brick wall because everybody's kind of like in overload. Okay, they're over stimulated. Everybody's overstimulated. And so you could be being met with a lot of lack of cooperation. I feel like Spirit could be trying to get you to understand, what will you do when the world says no? Do you have to accept their reality or yours? And and how does that align up? And that, okay, and I started to talk about the Japanese billionaires and the arigato in and the arigato out. But really, what if that's saying that's the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire? That a millionaire is happy to make what they're told they can make. Okay? So I'm not saying that everybody's supposed to be a billionaire, right? But what I'm saying is part of the um spiritual walk, right? Is learning how to use those esoteric things for your highest good and the highest good of those around you, right? And at the same time, not being limited by other people's limitations of what they say is and is not possible. I wish a motherfucker would tell me what I can and cannot do, or what the limitations of my spirituality can manifest for me. Okay? Because I have the proof of that. You understand? So sometimes you got to look in your own mirror and know what you're capable of, and not necessarily allow other people to convince you what you can and cannot do. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune here. I feel like there may have been some kind of situation like this in the past, and maybe you didn't fully step out in some way in it, but I feel like you're getting another shot, and I feel like you're not going to make that same mistake. Temperance in reverse. Okay, this is like let's say somebody said it's not your turn. It's not your turn. Okay, maybe that was the thing before. I'm going to give you an example. There's a lot of couples that one partner, male or female, doesn't matter. You put them in, right? One person says, well, why don't you go to school first and I'll work as the waiter or the waitress, and then you can become the doctor, and then when you're done, I can go to school. And guess what? That shit never happens. The other person becomes the doctor. You put your dream on the back burner, right? And then now they could get a divorce before that happens, or maybe, there's a bunch of kids now. You don't have the finance, whatever the case may be. I feel like this time you cannot be convinced to put your thing off. Like, oh, the timing's not right. Like, fuck the timing, right? 9 of Pentacles. I stand on my shit. And I'm making a way. I'm not asking for permission. Okay? The 8 of Wands here comes out with the Magician. Okay? So basically, and I feel like Spirit is going to show you that is the case with this 8 of Wands. Not only you, but the doubters too. Like, I'm going to show you that, yes, you are the fucking magician. Yes, when you stay on top of your shit. Yes, when you stay dedicated to that thing. Yes, when you stop, putting yourself on the back burner for other people, right? What if taking that same couple, one was supposed to be a doctor, one was supposed to be a lawyer, right? And you put that on the back case, but that law firm that you were going to start was going to take care of 3-4 generations in your family. Why is this person's dream more important than your dream? It's almost like Spirit wants to prove it to you too. Like, you may start off like, nah, I'm not. I did that before. I put my shit on the back burner before. I did that before. And this time, this is rooted in earth. I built this shit. I'm going to take it all the way across the finish line. And I'm not going to put it on the back burner for somebody else. But low key, you're not really sure. Like, yo, is this going to work? They're all going to laugh at me, right? Is this really going to come together? I hope I'm right. Right? So in a way, Spirit is not only showing them, but showing you. The 9 of Cups. And what are the things that have made you feel the happiest, the hardest things that you had to deal with, right? 9 of Wands, standing on business with the 9 of Cups. That's how you get wish fulfillment. Spirit, why is this 9 of Cups here for my earth signs? And it comes out with the 4 of Wands, the 1111 card. So even if you took the longer way, even if it might seem like only a dream that makes sense to you, earth signs, It's right here. Wish fulfillment. 1111. It is in alignment. It is, look at this shit. It is justice at the bottom of the deck. 3 of Wands. That is what you're feeling is the future timeline. Okay? You got the 5 of Pentacles here. Okay? That's the imposter syndrome. That's the world telling you, you can't do that. That's not how this goes. Who told you you have the right to do that? I love my cards. You can't be the emperor. You can't be the emperor. Who told you that you were going to be the boss that pays the cost? Who told you? The world, the universe. The universe said. Here goes the sun. Spirit, why? With the Page of Cups. Okay? You're like, little old me? I'm supposed to be the next big thing since sliced bread? Right? You may even feel uncomfortable with attention, and that could be part of what Spirit is trying to teach you. That some of what you've experienced has been, yes, because people doubted you. Yes, because you put them ahead of you. Yes, because you were trying to be kind and have everybody move ahead as a group. But some of it could really be rooted in the fact of like, you never thought it could be you. And that's a you problem, babe. Tower. 8 of Wands. There's some kind of communication that is going to confirm really big things here. Okay, you got the Tower and the 10 of Pentacles. This is the combination of the bottom of the deck. Okay, this is like something big happening overnight. Okay, wow. Okay, 10 of Pentacles. Sorry, 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, right? And then what comes out? 10 of Pentacles cross. Don't fuck up your own vibration of this aragate in, aragate out because you're afraid. Okay, here is the King of Swords. Okay, you have to use some wisdom. Okay, it's giving me Saturn energy, like trying to get you to play smarter, not harder. Ace of Wands, and keep the passion, baby. Okay, because the only thing that can leave you out in the cold is your fear. That's the Moon card. Is your own inner thoughts, that subconscious conversation that keeps telling you that you can't do some shit. Okay? Like they say, you know, what is it? I think it's in fucking baseball. You're shooting for the rafters. You're shooting for the rafters, baby. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do. I feel like you've been working towards something. You're about to get a very big breakthrough, okay? But it has something to do with like, don't let somebody limit. If they can't see the vision, fuck them. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, that's what I have for my earth signs. And remember that what's this on the bottom? Every penny I spend is returned to me tenfold. And the more wealth in my hands, the more good circulates in the universe. Okay? So remember that in some way, this story has already been written. Don't stand in your own way by believing like that you can't do something. All right? That's what I have for my air signs. All right. I mean, for earth signs, air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. To the front, please. Did I put a card in here that didn't belong? Hold on. I'm just making sure. Can you show me, please? What is it that my earth signs need to know, please? Okay. I am in alignment with the frequency of general wealth. It came out crossed, okay? I don't work for money. Money works for me. Okay, you're overworking somehow. Air signs. You may not be seeing the return for the energy you're putting out. Remember that you have Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, and you have Uranus in Gemini. So what is this trying to get you to see? Most likely how you're overworking, overdoing something, that there's an easier way or a new beginning that's for you. You're welcome. Okay. And then, yeah, working 6 days off or 1 day off, right? So you're overworking, and with Uranus in Gemini, this could be spirits trying to get you to see that there has to be another way to get what you need accomplished. The more wealth in my hands, the more good circulates in the universe. So spirit wants to help you. Okay? But it feels like you're electing to do something the hard way. Remember what I said, that the universe only has one answer, and the answer is yes. So if you're saying, well, this is the only job I can get, yes. Well, no other job will want me. Yes. Well, maybe I should just stay in this relationship because what's out there is worse. Yes. You get my point? Okay, so let's get you guys some tarot. Let's see what's going on. Can you show me, Spirit? What is it? Yeah. Because when people hear me say, oh, the universe only has one answer, they think, great. But they don't realize that the very questions and the way that they've been posing them, or the way that they've been insistent, like, well, Johnny's the only guy for me, so he knocks my head against the washer and the dryer. Universe is like, yes. For the fellas, well, I can't find a good woman and they're all gold diggers. Yes. You see how that shit's gonna hurt you? So the energy is where you are. Okay? That's what I teach, so that you can recreate your mindset, so that you can start bringing together what it is that you need and that you want. Because right now, it's as if you're getting answers from the universe to questions that you really don't fucking want. But you don't know how to ask the right question. What's good, Brianna? You know what I'm saying? We are in partnership with the universe. Do you know how to partner with the universe? That's why you need somebody who can teach you how to do that. You could read your own cards, or, you know what I'm saying? There's plenty of people, but are they going to teach you how to convert your energy in a way that is going to effectuate things for your highest good? Right? I try not to just tell you yes or no, you know. I do that for the free questions. But when you work with me, it's really so that you can learn how to manage your own energy, how to bring results about that will help you, instead of life just happening to you, it can happen for you. Spirit, can you show me, please? That's a lot of cards. Let's see what's going on. You've got the Six of Wands. So you got the Strength card in reverse, the Six of Wands, the Five of no, the Four of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles. Thank you, Chrissy. The Seven of Cups, the World, the King of Wands, the Star, and the fucking Empress. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so let's take a look at what's going on here. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Chariot. That is Leo's card. We're going to take a look at what Spirit is talking about. Thank you guys for all the gifts and the blessings. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much. What is this Strength card here in reverse for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius? What's going on here, Spirit? Why is the Strength card here in reverse? And you know, you have a Leo card, Chariot, and a Leo card, Strength, in the beginning and in the end, right? Magician, air sign, fire sign, right? But this is something that has to do with your manifestation. I'm saying that there's something that you've been doing here the hard way. I feel burnout approaching. Burnout loading. Strength card in reverse. Okay, burning the ends of the candles on both sticks. Both sides, like I said, to the fire signs, but air signs. Spirit wants you to see that they want you to choose the question to be easier on you physically, mentally, or emotionally, or all three. Okay? You have the Hangman. You've been doing something on repeat, even though you're stuck like Chuck and you haven't gotten a new perspective about it. Okay? And Four of Pentacles. Okay? Coming out cross. It could be not giving you what you need. Let's say it's a job. Somebody said working 6 days a week. My partner is an air sign. He's working 12 days on, 2 days off. That's fucking crazy, right? Right? But maybe you feel like you can't change it because now's not the time. And now you need the money, or there's something going on with the car, or there's this. There's another reason that makes you feel like if I should just hang in there a little more, I'll hang in there a little more. Meanwhile, the Strength is in reverse. We're about to burn out. But if we just hang in there a little fucking more. Air signs. Six of Wands, okay? Trying to save because of the economy, but then the car breaks down or there's a flat, right? There's something about you trying to do one thing and then the other thing is happening. It's like you can't get off this it's not a Ferris wheel. It's like the wheel that the hamster wheel, right? The Six of Wands, Spirit. Because that's the thing. Spirit shows me images, so you guys understand. Spirit shows me images sometimes, and then I'm trying to find the words, okay? Six of Wands with the High Priestess, okay? So you could know air signs like, oh, of course, I'm going to win. I always fucking win. I'm going to get the idea. I'm going to outlast the thing. I'm going to make it through. Because my intuition, my spirit team tells me I am. Yes. But do you have to leave it all on the mat? Do you have to be bleeding out? Do you actually have to go through a complete burnout, dark night of the soul, right? When there's probably an easier way. Six of Wands. I should say four. That was the Six of Wands, and this is the Four of Wands, right? Home, peace, right? The 1111, Spirit, why? And the Ace of Cups. But something is at the cost of it. So maybe you have a relationship, maybe your family, maybe whatever you are doing this for is suffering because you have to go so hard. So you could have a valid reason, okay? Let's say you have 3 kids, you got a mortgage, you're like, I'm going hard in the fucking paint. So I work 6 days a week. Yeah, because I make that mortgage pop, but we got a fucking roof. Yeah, okay. You got that, right? But then the reverse side of that is, but could I find a way where I could fucking work maybe 4 days a week and not fucking kill myself? Gonna work it to the bone, 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 and work to the bone, 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 right? So it's like spirit wants you to think of a different way. And what happens, right? Uranus is in Gemini now. So that's change through chaos. That's revolution. So you might have to have something happen, right? Where the company shuts down or something because you kept doing it over and over, or you actually have the burnout, right? So you're forced, 2 of Wands cross, to make a fucking choice. Well, I can't go back to that one thing. I have to shift now. And then you find something that's actually better. But Page of Swords, as long as you're just thinking this is the only way, remember, the universe says only has one answer. So what are you saying? Oh, the only way I can make a living is by leaving it all on the mat, and I'm exhausted and I never get to see my kids and I'm fucking tired. The universe is going to say yes. 7 of Cups. Spirit. With the King of Pentacles. Yo, Neptune retrograde right now. Trying to get us to see the illusions. You have a second interview and it pays more. There you go, right? So this is the illusions that we were holding on to, that we thought it had to be a particular way. And Spirit's saying there's another way. It might actually do you better. It might make you the King of fucking Pentacles. Okay? King of Pentacles is usually like a business owner, a contractor, right? Somebody that he calls the shots. Okay? Probably multiple employees. Do you understand? So it's basically telling you there's another way. But you, in the past, have never thought about that way because maybe you didn't want to be a business owner. Maybe you've never been one in your family and you can't even imagine, like, everybody gets a check from somebody else, right? And meanwhile, this is like, it's my turn to see what I can see. 4 of Wands, the 1111 card, right? Yeah, Spirit showed me a different way. Show me a different way. Right? Spirit, please show me how I can work smarter and not harder, how things can come to me easier, and how I can be of assistance to the collective and support myself and my family. And support, listen, there's a lot of people who are doing their sole purpose. Maybe their sole purpose is to, volunteer or help children that have brain cancer. And so you working a 12-hour shift over here, and then on the weekends, you go and help the kids with brain cancer. Meanwhile, the whole time, you could be a nurse for the kids with brain cancer. You could get paid. You could also help them. There's a fucking easier way. The thing is that we're not asking the right fucking questions to the universe. I promise you. I promise you. The world with the 8 of Swords, but sometimes we make the prison of our own making. We make the box that contains us. We make the limits that stop us. And with Saturn and Neptune in retrograde basically holding hands, it wants you to see where you stand in your own way, where the way you see things has stood in your own way. Maybe where your impulsivity stands in your own way. It's in fire, right? In Aries, no less, right? So how the impulsivity, how and I'm going to give you an example, because we have Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, and Friday, Mercury retrograde. So I'm going to put it in one example for you. Maybe Pluto retrograde wants you to see what it is you need to let die off or transform for you to become the new thing. And in that new thing, you will have to see what parts of you has stood in your own way, Saturn retrograde, right? And what maybe you could have been impulsive about, or maybe too stubborn to let transform, right? Back to the Pluto retrograde, and what you were hiding from yourself, Neptune retrograde. And Neptune retrograde is starting in Aries, but it's going to tiptoe back into Pisces, 12th house frequency. What you were hiding from yourself that maybe you couldn't see from yourself, how you stood in your own way, Saturn retrograde, and what really needs to die off so that you could be free of that, right? And then Neptune, and then Mercury retrograde, and how maybe you've been communicating that to the universe. And so, since the universe only has one answer, you keep sending the same fucking order. I'll take a shit sandwich with shitty ass people who shitty ass stand in my way, and shitty ass won't help me because I have a shitty ass attitude, and I haven't gotten to the point where I know what question I want to ask the universe so I can get the fuck out of this situation. King of Wands. It's all about taking action. What's to take action on? What was turned over? Seeing something. The Chariot. Which way do I go? What do I take action on, though? Lovely. Which way? Which way do I go? Let me get one more to that, Spirit. Three of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles cups. Well, part of the thing is these collaborations. This is a leg of the journey that's just for you, meaning you can't really get the advice from others, okay? Six of Cups, and you've not been here before, okay? This is something you don't have experience from. You can't go back to your lexicon. Well, what would I do when I was in high school, or when I was in college, or when this, or when the kids? None of that shit is going to apply, okay? Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups. But I don't know, Spirit. It's so vast. I don't know what to ask, Spirit. I don't know what I want. Bingo! How about don't place an order until you sit still in the Mercury retrograde and figure out what it is that you fucking want? Or else you're going to ask for a pizza, and then you're going to want a hamburger, and then you're going to ask for a vegetarian salad. You see the problem? Because we really want to give you the 10 of Cups. But you got our head fucking spun. You got our head spun because air, you're like, you keep asking, no, I want this. No, I want that. Maybe this will work. Maybe that, right? That's coming from the fear of not having enough. Examine that. We didn't ask what you thought you would get you out of the jam. What is it that you want? Start with the vision board of what it is that you want. Not necessarily what you have to do to get it. What is it that you want? I swear, I need to do a vision board class. The star. Because people say start a vision board, but they don't really understand what they're saying. You got to get more into the fucking details, okay? The star with the Eight of Pentacles. You have to know what you're working towards, okay? What's that that timeline, okay? Or the North Star, what's the goal? Before you could work towards it, you got to name the goal, baby. Now, you may not necessarily know the whole fucking thing, right? Like, oh, I wanna be happy. I really think start from the feeling, boo. Start from the feeling. That's where the success is. Start with the feeling. Okay? I want to have a job that supports what I need, and yet I have more time with my family. That's a question that the universe wants to say yes to. Do you feel me? Does it matter to you? Right? You could throw in there that is closer to my house and makes more money. We're asking the wrong questions. I am a Libra moon, so I'm talking to myself too, okay? The Empress. If you follow my advice and you find out what it is that you are trying to name so you can actually work towards that thing, you'll be the Empress. Spirit, show me. Spirit, you never fail me. You'll be the Empress. I'm the motherfucking Empress and the Hermit. Okay? Okay? Now, why the Hermit? This is double Empress energy. I'm a triple Empress, right? But understand that when you get there, there's a new set of problems. Because, okay, people have trouble accepting that. People, it almost repels them for a little bit. Okay? Because you seem like not human. But it's justice for you with temperance. Okay? And maybe a little season of that will also get you to see how some of the blockages was coming from outside. Okay? But Spirit don't even want you to concentrate on that point right now. They want you to concentrate on what it is, the feeling that you're trying to create, and how you can have what you need to feel secure with less. Thank you for the gifts, my love. Thank you so much, Cousin B, right? That's what is necessary. Okay? That you find a way to name that which would make your life feel more wealthy. And then you can begin to manifest said thing. Okay? So, again, I'm going to show you the things that I linked to this shopping cart. I linked the Miracle Mantra affirmations deck. Okay, being the first priority is the standard for me. Everybody needs to get on that. Okay, doors open for me before I even ask. Correct. Then we have here the Alice and Wonderland deck. Okay, really love this. This was great. It comes with a book as well. Okay, now I'm going to take a couple of questions, just a few. Okay, I'm going to go back and forth. Brianna, when you timestamp, just do the elements. Okay, don't worry about everybody else. Okay. I will only take a question from somebody who follows. There is no particular order. It's what Spirit wants to answer. And I will do one from TikTok and one from YouTube. And I'm going to do maybe 7 questions. Okay. Because I'm starving. Okay. Powell, does Matthias low-key copy me for certain things? So the shopping cart, go over to my YouTube. To my TikTok, honey. And if you go on my live over there, you'll see the shopping cart. If you don't go on there when I'm live, go to my showcase. You'll see all the decks. You'll see everything that I promote over there. And a lot of the stuff, it's over there. Whether it's clothes, whether it's, like spiritual things, I have a lot of different stuff. Like there's supplies over there for like water straws. God forbid, we have like power outages or whatever. There's a bunch of stuff, but a lot of it is for the aesthetic goddess lifestyle. So check it out, okay? Foul. I'm on your question. Does this person copy power? I knew it was upside down. I felt it. This person admires you a lot. Even if they're a hater, they're really a lover. A lover, not a fighter. Six of Cups, maybe you were friends or you grew up with this person, or it could be a relative or you're from the same neighborhood or whatever, but you remind them of something. Six of Wands, and they find your energy very drawing. Okay? So I do feel that yes, but not in the way that you think. They're kind of doing it low key subconsciously because they admire you so much. Okay? I feel like it was a situationship. Okay. So now it's like more you have to figure out a way not to be triggered by that and recognize that if you recognized it, other people will also recognize it. Right? And I'm going to give you an example, pal. You could put your panties on the same way as me. You could have the same color, right? You could have got them at the same store. And yet, when we take them off, they ain't going to smell the same, baby. Okay? Why the fuck are you worried about that shit? Let it go. All right. Let's see what's going on over here in YouTube land. Okay? I'm trying to tell you that's factual. We worried about wrong shit sometimes. Okay? I want to look at it a different way. If people stop talking about me, that shit mean I fell off. Okay? A hater and a congratulator is the same fucking thing. Okay? Either way, I'm gonna get that energy. Just saying. Okay? Okay. Let me see what I'm gonna do here. Okay, so here is the thing. When you write your question, make sure that it's a yes or no answer. Okay, because I'm not doing the whole raw thing. Here we go. Ra. Will Jemiah and I get back together? See, a yes or no question. You got it, Ra. Let's see. If you do, you need to be careful because it may not be the same. Queen of Swords, she's coming up as rough around the edges, not really giving all of her situation. With the Four of Pentacles, there'll always be something held back or held on to, some kind of grudge, something like that. Okay. Or maybe you are going to be the one. But either way, I feel like there will always be some low key resentment there. And that's going to, that's going to poison the well. Okay. That's going to poison the well. Does anybody on YouTube have a question? Will Oliver move to North Carolina to be with me? I'm gonna get right with you, that crazy bee. It doesn't look right now. Okay, I feel like you have to go alone, and it may be that later they will come to miss you, but as of right now, you will be going alone. Okay, I'm gonna take one from YouTube, and then I'll come back. Okay, I am in a dead end job, lab tech at hospital, and comfortably pushing myself out of a comfortable zone. I've been kind of lost. Is AI a profitable opportunity? Spirit. Make sure cards are going in the right direction. Here we go. Give me 1 second, guys. And please share the live TikTok so we can, that's how I get paid to do these quick questions, right? Thank you. It'll be lucrative, but you will have to actually apply it. So just learning the AI won't be sufficient enough. What are you going to use it for? Are you going to use it so that you can offer maybe some, like making a Fiverr account, and you say, well, now that I know how to do AI, I'm going to offer companies the ability to hire me to do like some of their social media so that I can promote them so that they don't have, because a lot of companies need that, but they don't know how to do it and they don't want to pay big bucks, right? So you could get your foot in the door in that way, right? Or maybe you make a drop shipping store that automates. You don't have to have any actual business products, right? But it feels like you still need the idea. So it's like you getting skills is great, but what are you going to use the skills for? That's the dilemma. That's going to be your Five of Pentacles. I do feel like the King of Swords is here. There is something that you can, it's going to come to you kind of like a light bulb moment. I feel like it has something to do with the internet. It has something to do with Pluto in Aquarius, and probably something new that is coming out. Okay. Now, Peter, will Stacy be happy to see me on Thursday? Let's go with that. Yes. 11:11. I feel like the first few minutes could be a little weird. But then once that passes, it's like you guys are all like you didn't miss a beat, a minute, a second. Okay. And all the awkwardness will be gone. King of Wands, all right. I feel like she might think there's some new things about you. Okay. Like, oh, you didn't used to like, chai tea or whatever. Like, there's newness there. Okay. Um, okay, nobody else wrote one. Okay, cousin B. I changed my daughter's school. Summer, stick around. And I don't need cards to tell you what that's gonna say, okay? It may not be right this second, but I feel like by the end of the year you may be. Okay? You understand? Thank you. That crazy B. Thank you so much. Accurate to a T. Thank you. So Page of Cups with the Seven of Wands. I feel like your daughter's probably not flourishing there, but it may be too soon to remove her just yet. Now, if she's being bullied, then maybe yes. But if it's just that you're in a different place and she hasn't gotten her, like my son, when he used to, my youngest, when he would, anytime he would change a grade or whatever, the first, that first initial energy would stress him the fuck out. Okay. And then he would do like really bad that semester, da 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 da. But once he got his sea legs, he's off and running, right? And it may be that she hasn't met the right friends. She could be at a better school. Just remember, the social grouping thing. And if she's comfortable, right? Because now I will say this. The other school may have more opportunities in the future. Okay? But she might feel like a fish out of water initially. Or she could be very afraid because of the change of friends. If she's timid, that may be very hard for her. Okay? So keep that in mind because she's coming up at the bottom of the deck with the Four of Pentacles and Four of Cups. Okay, and the Eight of Swords. I could give her a hell of anxiety, all right? But if you do make the decision to switch her, I feel like eventually she does come along. Okay, but there's a challenge there. Okay, what's good, Jennifer? Will I move this year? Spirit, can you show me for Jennifer LaRoe? It may be in the beginning of next year. It feels like you may have getting all the pieces together, okay, but it may not be till after April. Uranus in retrograde will come back into Taurus from November to April, and that might be a trying time for all us earth signs and for the collective at large. It's like signaling the final battle that we have to do before we get ready to really be in the age of Aquarius, really accept when the North Node goes into Aquarius and really anchor into that. So that retrograde symbolizes like the last of the age of Capricorn or whatever, right? So I feel like just so you're aware, you're moving, but it may not be for a few more months, okay? Unicorn. Will I find my purpose this year? You're welcome. Come on, Dasha. Nine of Cups, you are going to find it, but It may be that you don't recognize it off rip. Like it could come to you as a hobby or something, and then as time goes on, you start to recognize, oh, I really do give a shit about this. Oh, I really like this. Oh, I'm really good at this. Okay. Kandasha, is Rodarius happy? So I'm gonna tell you something. Kandasha, you might not like my answer. It's not so much about whether he's happy. You have the Eight of Swords here. Okay? Spirit is saying something about a prison of your own making because you're more concerned. Right now, you could have asked a question about you and you asked a question about this other person because you feel in some way that if they're not happy, then something of yours is in jeopardy. Seven of Cups. And it's an illusion because it looks like Vidarius holds back from giving himself fully to this relationship for the sole purpose that he can make you try harder if you think he's not all in. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So if he acts unbothered, then you jump through fucking hoops. It's like that song. Your man thinks he's cuter than you. Oh, who's the prize, honey? I see your picture. You're beautiful. You understand? I'm just trying to tell you, babe. I'm just trying to tell you. Take it from a 54-year-old woman that been around the block a little bit. Fuck. Is you happy, boo? Is you happy? Okay. That's what I would say to my daughter. Okay. Jasmine, what's good, Lady Artistry? Listen, Lady Artistry, she's got a beautiful voice and she's so talented. Please do follow my beautiful sister here. Jasmine, will me and William ever be in a serious relationship together? And I'm only interested in taking questions from people who actually follow me. So if you want a question asked, you got to follow me, okay? Right now, it looks like William is worried about being the boss that pays the costs. Okay? He may be saying that he can't be in a serious relationship right now because he's trying to build for his future. I would believe him. And I wouldn't sit around waiting. I would create the life that I want, and either he will find, because men make time for what it is they want. Okay? So you go after what you want. And if he thinks that he's going to lose out on you, he will find a place for you. But as long as you're deferring, do you think that now is the time? Is now the time? Is it now the time? Then that's what's going to happen. Okay? Braylon, I'm going to take that one. Why is there so many questions with my partner? Tower. because this person and you, in different ways, have had some situations that led to very untrustworthy situations. Also, your parent situations, they could be exactly opposite. Okay, so let's say that you, listen, I'm not getting in your business. I'm using a random example. Okay, let's say that you were in a single parent home, right? For whatever reason. And then they've had both parents, but one parent was really always fucking absent. Maybe was a fuck boy or a fuck girl, right? So then what happens is you both have the same trauma, but it looks different. Maybe it's their father, your mother, right? So what happens is you guys are working out your trust issues from your childhood on each other. Missed you too, my love. Do you understand? So now, right? Even if the relationship is real, subconsciously you're working out what's in your mirror. Well, my dad wasn't shit, or my mom wasn't shit, and I probably ain't gonna be shit. And I hope somebody will put up with me long enough till I am shit, right? And they got like the opposite story in their mirror. Right? And you guys are not talking to you. You're standing in front of each other, but you're looking in your mirror, she's looking in hers, or vice versa, or whatever. I don't care about the sexual orientation, right? And you're both looking, you're talking to your mirrors, you're talking to your trauma. Sometimes we don't hear each other's trauma because we only can experience ours, right? So by the time you figure, like, oh, I did that wrong, right? Especially if you're young, 19, 20, 25, right? You make those mistakes together and then you have to try to undo them when the relationship goes into a different transition. That shit ain't easy. It ain't for the weak. That's why a lot of people don't do it. But if you do stay, okay, it's going to take understanding that you are basically holding hands through each other's fucking trauma. And you're going to have to be patient that, you're not always seeing the same thing. Okay? And those trust issues, they come from their own activities. Right? So if he wasn't trustworthy in the past, right? And that could be formed from an experience that he had as a child. So all this, you're going to be up against all that. Now, the question is not can it survive? The question is that in your best interest? Right? And are you putting yourself first? Okay? Alicia, will my son be coming back home when I move back? When I move or before? Is he coming back? Sometimes I got to read the question so that I can understand what it's saying. It might happen abruptly. Somebody sent me something. Thank you, Jennifer. I love you too, babes. This person could get let go from work. Okay, or like if they're deployed or something, or wait, they could be coming back sooner than expected. Okay. They got the Hermit, the Emperor, and the King of Cups. They've got something in their heart too that they're carrying. Okay? They got something too that they're carrying. All right? I'm going to answer 2 more questions, okay? And then I'm going to go eat lunch because I've been here 2 hours, gang. Will I get the photography job I tested for? Did the argument, was there like an argument, or is this person short tempered or short with you? Because I'm gonna tell you something. I feel like they interviewed somebody else as well. I feel like at their first, maybe you weren't the first choice. Okay. But something else is gonna fall through, and you may actually get the call back for the job, but it may not be as soon as you thought, because I feel like they were fitting to go with somebody else. Has that energy. Okay. That could be it too. I do feel like in the end you are moving and you're getting more money. Okay. Wheel of Fortune, you are getting a new job, but it could take a little longer. Okay. So, in other words, maybe you thought you were going to hear back in a week. You don't hear back until 2 weeks. Okay. There's a delay, but you are getting something. Keep putting out applications too, because it could be like this spot says no, but then they have somebody like that works there that does like freelance, and they're like, well, I want that person. Let me get that resume because I want that person for this other job or this other shit that I need done. Okay. So it still pans out in some way. It just not may not be as fast as you want it to. Okay. I was supposed to work with the tax guy, but never did. Will there be an explanation why this didn't work out? You're welcome. This person does not feel that you are prepared, Shaquana. Okay. Are you prepared for your journey? They feel like you're not qualified at the moment to do what you want to do. That you have the the drive, but maybe not the experience. Okay. They feel like you need more experience. And so, in some way, you need to build your resume. Last question from TikTok, and then I'm going to have lunch. Okay, so I feel like it's going to be Juanita. Are Travis' feelings towards me real? You're welcome. Thank you guys for all the love. I greatly appreciate you. You're welcome. And please, all of you, follow, okay? And listen, do me a solid. Like, seriously, go over to YouTube and please stay, Lady Artistry. I'm going to take your question. Don't go anywhere, Lady Artistry. I'm going to take your question. Okay? Travis. The question for Travis is a yes. Ace of Cups. Okay? Ace of Cups. So that person does have feelings for you in that way, okay? You just might have to ride it out, okay? Now, yeah, I always try to be as generous as possible. And I'm going to start dedicating a night to YouTube where I will go on and do paid for questions, okay? All right, Lady Artistry. Will I have peace in my life after the sale of my house? Carolyn, stay. Please do, Braylon. Carolyn, stay. I want to check on your son, Frankie. Will Lady Artistry have peace in her home after she sells her home, please? Can you show me, please, with clarity and precision? Justice. Tell me. Lady Artistry, I don't know if this is due to a split or if this is due to a financial hardship. Okay. But I do feel that a new beginning is going to spark fire into your life. Okay. You're going to become the Queen of Wands. If I'm not mistaken, because I'm really good at listening to spirit. And I remember you, I think you're, was it a Scorpio? Are you a Scorpio or a Leo? Which one is it? A Scorpio, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like you're going to be people are going to be very fucking attracted to you energetically. This means business. Okay. If it's a relationship thing, there's going to be new opportunities in that way too, with the Two of Cups here. Okay. The world. All right. I was just explaining maybe before you came in that we have 4 retrogrades. We have Uranus that just went into Gemini last week, and you being Scorpio, a fixed sign, right? When Uranus was in Taurus, that would have affected you very, very strongly for the last 8 years. Started really in 2018. Now we fit in to go into a new house, okay? I feel like this is going to take some of the pressure off, and some of the things that have been blocked for you are going to come to fruition. But some things have to be cleared away. It's almost like clear the decks, right? Or clear, bump up, and then they like the jump, the paddles, right? So some things are being cleared away that can seem very scary to you, but it is a new beginning. Okay? And this new cycle is an 8-year cycle. So what you're beginning now is going to be firm foundations, okay? And expect it to take about 18 months for you to really start be like, oh shit, I would have never thought, like, wow, okay? But yeah.